You have an alarm set for
8 o'clock. Randomly every night.
just at 8 o'clock. Like, okay, time to make these guys shut up. I don't want to talk to these guys for longer than 8 o'clock.
Imagine if you had an alarm that's set to 8 o'clock just so you could say a particular joke just to roast Don. That's the next level roasting. Having a time schedule of when you can roast your friend.
That's next level comedy right there. Comedy timing.
Comedy, good timing. That's comedic timing right there, man.
100%.
Which you learned from your comedic classes and your stand-up comedy.
Did you go to school for this, or?
Well, I did a workshop with so Tina Zaman, who is the producer of Tide 5 Comedy. Mm-hmm. She produces shows around Newtown, around Blacktown, and she runs workshops as well for comedy.
Do you get a certificate?
I didn't get a certificate.
Get a certificate, and it says Certificate of Sense of Humor.
No, I didn't get one. So Tina, give me that certificate. I want like
He
gold,
wants to frame it.
gold trimming and everything. You are now funny. That's what.
Bachelor of Funny.
Bachelor of Comedy. Yeah.
Bachelor for
They
life.
should make it. They should Bachelor for life. Single for life.
Single for life.
So you know, I'm solidifying the fact that I'm going to be single forever now that I'm a comedian.
Well, you should actually get more girls because being funny, like, you know, I feel like that's a thing.
It's like you can attest to this. Like being funny is one of the top things that really gets I don't know, lack of a better term, gets the woman going.
Well, I don't know if it gets it going, but I think
Gets
it
them
definitely
going.
helps.
Or it means like it's quality.
You can tell he's been out of the game for so long. He's been married for how many years?
Out of the game. When
In
you're
the
married for
bedroom, he's,
as
like,
long as I am.
cracking jokes.
Yeah. As long as like, if you've been married for as long as I am, the jokes just go flying with no fucks given. You know, you're just shooting shots, and then you're just like, yeah, that landed, but this one landed. Maybe this one landed.
Maybe this will get it going.
Maybe this will get them going.
That's us, yeah.
Shout out to Shivi.
Hey,
Hopefully, Raf is always helping you getting it going.
you know, I try my best. This is my like. It's bad to say that this is my practice ground, but yeah, I've been throw jokes here and there. Back to you being funny.
Good segue. Good segue there. No, but so I did the workshop with them, and then I only wanted to do it just to improve my communication skills, because I know that comedy is one way of communicating a particular message, and
Lies. He's single, you know. He wanted to find a new way to attract the females.
the females. I wanted to try to get it going with some females.
You know, that's the episode title right now.
Do you
Get
have
it going.
like girls coming up to you at the end of like your show or your comedy show, and they're like throwing their panties at you?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's never worked like that in singing either.
I know.
No one's ever thrown. But like, I have a joke that says that like it goes, I don't like online dating because I would much rather prefer to be rejected in person. I want that like realistic, visceral rejection. And part of the bit is I would go to the crowd and I ask them like, would you date me? And all of them.
See, he's using it as his breeding ground.
Platform. And then what would they say?
I got a lot of no's because when I was doing the gig in Newtown, they were all like gay.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm in the wrong place to be asking.
Or maybe you're asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
As in, like, you weren't asking the guys at all.
No, I wasn't asking the guys.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. The joke didn't land as well as I wanted it to because it kind of threw me. I was like, oh. But it's supposed to be like, as soon as they say no, I'll be like, oh, yes. Yes, rejection. Just like, it's like a drug. I just want to be rejected. Like, oh, yes.
To our audio audiences that don't watch the video, you probably thought that he was just wanking then.
I was slapping my forearm.
His guns.
He was just slapping his guns.
It's like a heroin addict slapping the... Okay, never mind. I wasn't
Slapping the bass. I know. So
you know, like normal. You just slap your forearm every time you want to get
it going.
You want to get it going.
Get it going. Get
So
it going is our new motto in life. Like at the end of the day, you want to get things going, no matter what you want to do. Whether it be with women, or whether it be men, whether it be your career, you want to get it going. You know.
No, but honestly,
blood rushing through your veins. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
But honestly, I mean that's
we all know what the subject of today's podcast is going to be about.
it's gonna be that. It's just gonna be
Getting
that.
the blood rushing through your veins.
Oh man, but enough about me. We're here to talk about and talk with our lovely guest, Aprille. What's been going on in your life right now?
Thank you. So what's been going on? I mean, in the last 2 years. So obviously, Sequatics is still going.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Since we last talked, I have a boyfriend.
Hey, because we were talking about dating that
The
episode.
criteria.
Yeah. Did you get a tall, dark, and handsome person who knew how to drive a car and had
With 5 tattoos or less.
and 5 tattoos?
Well,
yeah.
he got 0 tattoos.
Hey, 0 tattoos.
That's 500. That's 500% correct.
No,
Yeah.
damn. And then how good is his driving?
He's such a great driver.
Whoa, that's another 500%.
He can drive automatic and manual.
Oh, shit. By drival.
If you want to learn the context of that, you have to listen to the other episode where we had Aprille on it on our show to understand what her criteria is.
Obviously, the guy listens to the show.
Avid
listener of the Cheat Coders podcast.
He like heard the podcast.
He heard
and
the
was like,
podcast, wrote
I
it
can
down.
Drive.
Yeah,
I don't
he
have
probably
any
didn't know how to
tattoos.
drive then, and
Yeah.
he worked it to his goal of being your boyfriend.
Well, it is possible.
And he had those 5 tattoos removed.
Yep, and like 10 probably.
Yeah.
He had a face tattoo as well.
He's tall.
He's tall as well. He had
he's
to stretch
European.
himself
He's
out and
European.
stuff.
European,
Yep.
that was one of
European. What part of Europe?
He's from Italy, which was like
Hey.
the pinnacle of my that was exactly what I wanted.
No wonder you want a pizza right now.
Yeah.
You're all Italy'd out.
I am. Get that pizza into me.
You've been trying to. Oh my god!
guys, you guys.
This is what we triggered. This is what we've triggered. I love that this conversation is going to be this because it's just like a bunch of us just talking shit. So it's hilarious. I know that you've been learning Italian lately.
Yes.
Oh, bonjour.
That's French.
Buongiorno. That's it, right?
That's
Buongiorno.
kind of like French plus adding a no
Because
to it.
every time someone speaks Italian, I always think of the Inglourious Bastards. That scene where they're trying to come off as Italian directors and they just speak like bad Italian, and they're like,
Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
"Oh, you got to see it. It's an Italian classic movie."
Okay. I also watched an Italian classic movie, which I'm pretty sure the Italians would say is a classic movie. It's
Super
called
Mario Brothers.
Cinema Paradiso.
Ooh,
What?
It was amazing. It was
What's
great.
that about?
It was about a little boy who.
why did you do this? What you said?
Because I'm totally Italian. Like for
So
those
is
of you
that-
that can't
Is that a
see.
stereotype? Is that something that they do?
No, I use my hands way more.
So every time you speak Italian, your hand just ends up just
Buongiorno.
going Italian.
So instead of buongiorno, it's buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Wow.
You have to get the hand wrist movement
I
going.
mean, Don sounded super
There you go.
authentic just now.
I mean, I try to say, everyone gives me shit when I ask for a macchiato. Like, I try to say it like that.
Yeah.
And they try to copy me. I'm like, what? Say that again. Macchiato.
It sounds very Filipino. May I have a macchiato?
May I please have a macchiato?
Sounds
Don't
like
put too much milk, please. I am lactose.
It sounds like a very bad word in Tagalog. It's like, ay,
Macchiato.
putangin na mo macchiato.
Ay, anak ng macchiato talaga.
Ay, sobra
ng macchiato.
ah.
Oh my. Well, Filipino and Italian culture are very similar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are they similar?
Well, I guess it's like all about food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And family.
100%.
And I think it's just like culture, like they're big on like experiencing, like we love experiencing stuff, right? Like food, family, anything cultural. And I think like, Italy is very similar.
Hey. So what's your favorite pizza?
Well, I'm still vegan, so.
So cheese.
Actually,
Oh, you can't even eat cheese
No,
pizza.
vegan-ish.
How can you eat a pizza?
No, I've
Oh,
actually
vegan-ish.
relaxed. Yeah, vegan-ish.
Okay.
So
You're actually relaxed.
actually, I don't even think I'm vegan anymore. I'm like vegetarian.
Okay. But do you call yourself vegan just to, fit in the crowd?
No,
Just to
I'm
fit in the
You just walk around Newtown like I'm vegan.
yeah.
holding a cheeseburger and shit.
No, but vegan-ish. So like favorite pizza would be
Or meat lovers.
Yeah, vegan meat lovers pizza is basically.
Plant-based meat lovers.
Yes,
There's such
I
thing,
would
right?
say that's
There's
actually
got to
what
be
I
something.
ordered.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna have to try it.
I gotta try it. I gotta try something that's plant-based meat. I've never tried
You've
it before.
never tried it?
No?
Oh, you wouldn't know the difference. It's so good.
Yeah, you sure?
These days.
Oh, but like, yeah,
Let's
someone has to
blindfold
physically give it
Raf.
to me without telling me that it's
Yeah.
plant-based meat for me to be like,
Okay,
oh,
let's do that.
I love this.
Let's do it.
And you could be like, oh, it's plants.
No,
plants.
okay, guys.
It's not an
By the way,
animal.
it's cannabis as well.
No.
It's
Okay.
very plenty. I was like, oh shit.
No, honestly, you guys, I need to take you to this place before it closes. It's actually closing down. It is called Vegan Fried Chicken.
Ooh, VFC.
It
Okay.
is legit.
All right.
Like the most amazing.
I'm down.
Yeah, like we need to go.
I'm down. I mean, I'm
Hey, I'm a fried chicken enthusiast.
I am.
So we gotta try this out.
It is so good. And
Okay.
they're closing in like I think a couple weeks or
So it's not that good.
no. I don't know why they're closing.
Okay. Because you're like, oh, they're so good.
So good,
Top
but
of the line.
they're getting
but
shut
they're
down.
closing in a couple of weeks.
They're being shut down.
So the prices are really low.
But yeah, no, we should definitely go there before they close.
Do you reckon it's because like there's less vegan people? They're turning veganish.
It's those Italians taking over with their cheese, their tasty cheese.
I know it's
The
Italian.
cheese is too good.
Well, I
You-
mean, that's why I went back to vegetarian.
I thought you were saying that's why my boyfriend's Italian.
Well,
Is he cheesy?
no, he's not cheesy. He's very romantic.
Hey,
Hey.
it's same thing. Shout outs to all the romantic people out there who like to treat their woman with a lot of cheese and speak Italiano.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh! If he listens to this, he's just gonna be like,
He's gonna be like,
"What
what?
is going
He's gonna be
What
like,
about
what?
he listens
What
to
are you-
this?
What are you talking about?
What's that
With the
movie
hand
that you were
gesture.
talking about before?
Cinema Paradiso"?
Cinema Paradiso.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really safe. Shout outs to my Italian people.
Yeah.
My Italian people.
Is
Sorry, I don't
do
even
you
know
know
what I
if there's any Italians that listen to us?
I'm pretty sure.
There'll be one. There's Melchior.
There you go.
What's his name? Pinocchio.
Melchior. Melly.
Pinocchio's Italian, right?
Yeah. Pinocchio.
Hey.
How long were you a vegan for?
Almost 3 years,
Because my brother tried it out for about a month.
and then
And he hated it. He hated it so much. He was just like, "This is so difficult. I have to like find the substitutes and like change sub things for other things."
no, but like honestly, like I can make you an amazing vegan lasagna
Okay.
with plant-based meat,
What do you?
And what's the cheese?
like cashew cheese usually.
like?
That's nuts.
That is a lot of it.
I can't picture it, but like I think it would taste.
Or like a vegan.
Don't worry, it doesn't take a
shepherd's
while for Don to picture a lot of nuts and then get used to it.
We need like a boom to.
I know, hey, but
know,
we'll replace it with.
Or just sound
We do have that actually. Man,
for all the pun jokes. But yeah, I know that they substitute a lot of things. What were the other things that he tried to do?
Tofu.
Yeah, so tofu or like the soy-based type meat
Yeah.
substitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of picture it like it would be really, really difficult to be vegan, especially if you, because I love dairy products, I love cheese, I love yogurt, milk, all of that stuff, and I find that it would be really difficult to be vegan.
hell yeah, a vegan couldn't be vegan. Exhibit A.
I'm not the best vegan out there though. And from the beginning, I was always vegan-ish.
Right.
Right. So like I was strict vegan. There was a time when I was strict vegan, and then I eventually.
What's the ish part? The ish part
Well, the
is
ish is to allow for like pasta, for example, like real pasta. I think is made with like eggs, flour. Water.
Okay. Yeah.
And so like eggs is not
Yeah,
technically vegan. There is a debate about that though, in terms of like if the chicken gave birth to an egg. That's not how it works.
That's how much vegans don't want to be vegans. Like they're trying to justify eating egg
No.
to a point that what? Maybe before it's a chicken,
Speak.
it's not really meat.
Speaking of chicken and egg and Oh, there's the pizza.
There's the
One
pizza.
second.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was your boyfriend just delivering it?
No.
Going, Italiano.
No, but so like some people think that it is okay to eat eggs if the chicken was like a free range chicken and it just laid the egg
But,
like naturally.
but isn't it like, that's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is a bit tricky because it is an egg and inside is a chicken, no matter what. From the beginning of a chicken,
that
it's
is
still a
true.
chicken.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true.
and then it's still meat.
Yeah.
Well, what's the definition of meat? It's got to do with like proteins and stuff like that, and it's got to be it has to be some sort of animal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't know. I'm vegan-ish.
I don't want to have this argument.
I don't know. I don't want all the vegans to be like, she's totally wrong right now. So I'm going to stop there because I don't know. All I know is that I eat pasta, which is made out of egg. And so that was my ish exception. And the other ish exception for me was Parmesan cheese, which vegans would not be okay with because like that's
So
just not.
if Italy never existed, you'd be able to become vegan.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just wanted all the Italian shit.
Yeah. Basically. Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to set the vibes for the show with Timba's new song,
And we're back.
featuring Jessica Jade, called
Jessica Jade.
"Come With Me." Speaking of coming, how are you, Don?
Jesus. Produced by Chris Joe.
Hey.
Song's a vibe.
Totally.
I've been crazy,
Yeah.
yes, I miss you. I can't say it, but I need you. Every time I catch your
Shout out to Josh.
eyes, I see you staring. Baby, I know that I changed your life, and now it's different. I don't wanna play with you.
Welcome to episode number 145. We are here with our guest, Miss Aprille Love.
We had to take a pizza break.
We did.
Had some vegan pizza and not so vegan
What's the
pizza.
verdict?
Pretty good, actually. Enjoy it.
I have a story I want to tell you.
Okay.
You don't know this story, but I'm going to tell you.
I'm gonna stop you there because we gotta listen to Tim just cruise. Hey.
Fun with me, I'll give you company. Some quality, what's it gonna be to come fuck with me?
Yes.
And welcome again, April.
Thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for coming to the show all the way from the city, an hour away from here. Sorry to bring you all the way to the west.
Yeah,
But
you're
you know, you
welcome.
just have to come to the cheat code sometime. You know,
It's been too long.
it's been
That's how
way
much-
too long.
That's how much we care about you because we, had you fly in from a private jet because it was an hour drive here, so it would have taken too
and
long.
it was raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, just had to pick you up from Mount Druitt Airport.
On my private jet.
Yeah, on your private trolley. You just go to Mount Druitt Airport. It's just a trolley there.
I think someone's battling for the title of comedian.
Oh, brother.
Ralph's
There's
Ralph,
no contest.
Ralph's the comedian. Ralph's the comedian here. I need to like structure my comedy. I need to like write it down and like analyze it and do all this stuff, and that's the way that I do my comedy. Because if it isn't written down, then I can't. Like I can't be funny. Whereas Ralph is the freestyle comedian.
Yeah, freestyle, chaotic comedian. Not even. I don't even classify myself as a comedian. I just like to talk some shit. So we are here to talk some shit with Aprille Love. I've looked at the discussion topics, and it's going to be an interesting episode.
It is.
Episode 145, we're going to get in deep into
Real
some
deep.
topics, real deep. Or maybe not even. Like there's one certain topic where we're just in the shallow end of the deepness, you know, like
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
well, you'll find out later.
Spoiler alert.
Just playing in the He's doing. I don't know. All the listeners out there is not going to be able to know what we're doing.
What is
He's just like it looks like he's tapping his hand in midair.
Tapping the shallow end of
Tapping
the
the
water.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Just, you know, got my floaties on. You know, can't go too deep.
My floaties. Oh my god. Anyway, I've got a story. You
Okay,
mentioned
okay.
vegan pizza earlier,
Yes.
and you don't know this story, and I should have told you this earlier, but I remember ages ago, because you and I have been friends for
Yes.
over 10 years,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, and I remember you and I caught up one time, and because we went to the gym, and then we were eating afterwards, and you were telling me you were fully promoting like the vegan lifestyle. You're like, yeah, you should come over and let me make you a vegan pizza.
Yeah.
And I remember telling that to a friend of mine, and they were like, bro, she wants you. And I was
I
like,
didn't mean to laugh.
I was like,
She was,
no.
and really, it was like, bro, she's not even vegan. She doesn't even have an oven. What's she gonna do? She's gonna turn up there. It's gonna be a trolley.
And then I was like, no. Like we've been close friends for ages. Not like that. Like, bro, that's a pseudonym for something else. You know, it's innuendo, vegan pizza. And I'm like,
Hey Don,
I'm like,
do you want to come over to my house for some vegan pizza?
see, like that's what it sounds.
Did you say it like that?
You didn't say it like that.
I did not say it like that.
Didn't
I
say
think
it
I
like
was like, hey Don, I'll cook you some vegan pizza one time during
Yo,
the
homie, let's go to my place for some vegan pizza, yeah?
And that's what I was trying to explain to my mate, but my mate was like, no, bro. She wants you. She wants like vegan pizza, like, you know, like shoving me and be like, hey. I'm like, nah. And then it eventually became the innuendo, like, hey, so what are you doing this weekend? Are you going out for some vegan pizza?
No, seriously, Don, do you want to come over for some
Don't tempt me.
vegan pizza?
Don't tempt me.
Okay, Don, you say it. Try to seduce someone by
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
if they want some vegan pizza at your place.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Hey, do you want to come over for some vegan pizza?
And the
How's
chick will be like, "What? I can't hear you over the music. I can't hear you."
Why are you whispering?
Yeah. It's kind of creepy.
Why are you whispering?
Kind of creepy.
Why are you in the bushes?
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Come over to my house to get some vegan pizza.
How did you get my number?
All right, Raph, it's your turn.
I'll be like, "Hey,
Do it.
so, yo, you want to come over to my place for some vegan pizza?"
Getting them going.
Yeah, see that little pause? That little pause break? You know, because like I took their breath away with the first few lines. I had to give them time to a little breathe, and then after that, like vegan pizza.
So if you are vegan out there, or even if you're not,
And you
vegan,
like pizza?
even if you're not vegan, that's how you're supposed to like.
It's a new code word.
Yeah, that's a new code word.
It's my code word now.
It's like Netflix and chill, but like vegan pizza.
Vegan pizza.
If I use it as a code word, I'm just gonna get vegan pizza every night, as in like real vegan pizza, because the translation doesn't go through.
Raph is
You
like
know what?
calling
Hey,
Domino's
hey guys,
every night.
I just turned vegan. Eating vegan pizza every single night.
Raph on the phone to Domino's every night. Hi, can I get some vegan pizza?
Yeah, imagine calling imagine the Domino's guy, like you'd be like, or a girl, you just call him up and then you'd be like, I want a meat lover, I want like a supreme, I want like extra pepperoni on that, and can I please have some cheese and some vegan pizza, as well as some garlic bread and extra drizzle on the sauce, please. Imagine that, like give him a call.
That's an interesting topic though. Like, what other pseudonyms or like euphemisms? Euphemism is the right word. Euphemisms have you guys heard for sex or for other things of that sort?
Hanky panky.
Who uses hanky panky?
Like, are you 5?
85-year-olds.
85.
Oi, rap, you girls do, you boys do the hanky panky?
Who has asked you that and why?
I have no idea.
What other euphemisms do you
I
have?
don't know, like,
A shagga booty.
boom, chicka, wow, wow.
You know the deal. The
Sexy time.
Sexy time. I mean, like, it's not even. It's explicit, right?
Oh,
You're
okay.
saying sexy time.
a good one would be hitting the jazz club,
Okay, I've never heard that.
I've
one.
never heard
because
of it.
the like everyone's, no, not everyone's, people I know use the pseudonym of jazz for porn.
Oh.
So if you hit the jazz
Yeah, I
club
remember you saying that.
or play the sax,
Play this.
I'm on fire with this.
I remember you telling me that. Like, I think we were transferring files or something like that, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, you just put some extra jazz in there as well." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Code
What
word for
about,
porn.
like, are you down to have your engine revved? It's a car euphemism.
It's
Can we-
just,
can we
it's
have
just-
some-
It's just the way you say it.
It is
right?
the way you say it.
You can say anything.
You can say anything, and then it could
It
sound
just come off.
seductive.
It just come off like that. Like it'd be like, let's go give some blood donations.
Do another one, April. Do another
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Anything, just anything.
Anything
random.
that comes to mind. Ready?
Would you like to come over for some sun choy bao?
Chinese food names are just not sexy at all. How about some kung pao chicken?
Let me put the pow in your chicken.
Hey, let me pow that chicken.
let me try one. You know, I could come over and I could defrost your fridge.
Ooh.
What are you gonna defrost? Or maybe
Am I?
can I could come over and
To help you move.
and fix your foxtail.
Picture still.
Okay, wait. I can't do it with a straight face. Do you want to?
Yeah, you have to do it. You're already there.
Oh my
Really
gosh!
there.
Hold on.
You're hyping it up.
No. Okay.
Breathe.
No, I can't do it.
Breathe.
This is what acting school is for.
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys want to come over and help me fix the leak under my sink?
You watch too much porn, I swear. How about Filipino ones?
Filipino ones.
Yeah.
There was one. I think his name is Random Ridge from TikTok. He's like, "Hey girl, you're looking good from liquid. You're looking sarap from harap."
Oh my god!
Hey,
Oh my god!
are you a country? Because Uganda.
Ooh. I've got a really corny one, which is like, have you ever been to Paris? Because I'll fall for you.
Oh.
How about have you been to the Philippines? Because I want you to come home to Pilipinas.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man, that's terrible. Oh man, I can't follow that one. There is a Filipino one that I know. It's like super corny, like a pun. It's like, what gift would you give to your loved one? What foods would you give them? You'd give them siomai and hopya. Siomai to show my love for you. Hopya, hope you love me too. It's so corny as shit. It's the corniest shit ever.
Are you a watermelon? Because you
Why?
make me want to buck one.
Oh my gosh! Damn, guys.
Oh man. What is the like the worst pickup line that you've ever heard?
Okay, hold on. Let me. Well, there was one time I was walking out of Coogee Pavilion and this random guy came up to me and he's like, "Have you seen my girlfriend?" And I was like, "No, why?" And it didn't work because I was so oblivious to what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he had his phone with the camera turned to me and he was like, "This is her." And I was like, "No, that's me."
No, that's me. Who's your girlfriend?
Yeah. And then his mates were like, "Bro, let it go."
Hey, that could have worked for someone else, you know? Like, that's kind of game.
Yeah.
What's the worst pickup line that you ever given?
That
Mr.
I've ever
Single
given.
Don?
Every single line that I've ever used in my life. Every single one. No, one that I used on like on the dating apps one time before. I would type in DTF ? And if they would react, I'd be like, because I heard Din Tai Fung had really good dumplings.
Oh my gosh.
You definitely got dumped for those dumpling pun lines for sure. Dumped before you got there.
It works 100% of the time. Never actually worked.
There was a point in time where I was live streaming on this app, right?
Yep.
And one of the favorite segments that I would do with them is like, "Give me your best pickup line." And some of them were pretty good. And I'm just trying to remember, like one of them was like, something like, "Can I walk you home?" And I'd be like, "Why?" And it was like, because my parents always told me to follow my dreams.
No.
Imagine you used the word chase.
I'd be like, "Get away from me, stalker."
I was growing up and taught to chase my dreams and hide in the bushes.
Creepy.
For my dreams.
Creepy. I can't think of any other ones. What's the worst one that you've used?
I don't know. Because
I mean, it's been years since you've actually used one.
no, it's been a while.
What did you use? What did you use back in the day?
Back in the day.
Back in the day,
to get them going.
Get them going in 2008. Shit. Do you like Ja Rule? It's like,
Do you like Ja Rule?
because for you, baby, I'll be always on time. That was freestyle too. That was freestyle just then.
That was good. I actually just remembered another one, which was like someone had said to me, "Are you Google?" And I said, "No, why? Because you're everything I've been searching for." Smooth. But I like the Ja Rule.
There is a line that I haven't used, but I've said it as a joke, and it only works with people who are kind of like half. They're like a mix of ethnicities. Like, hey, do you have Filipino in you? Do you want some?
Oh my gosh. You're so funny. Crude.
Or are you like the new iPhones? Because every time I seem to lie down, you always charge me.
What?
That was a prostitute joke. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Because I was.
We both
you
didn't
were
understand.
like,
We're like, wait, what?
I don't go for prostitutes. I am a very, very committed
good boy.
and
He's a good
committed
boy.
relationship. I'm a very good boy.
Oh man, you picked the wrong audience for that because we didn't understand.
Don't worry, man.
One more.
One more.
What's another one?
Yeah, before I get into our clit talk.
Oh, damn. We're going in deep.
No, not even. That's shallow. Shallow. You remember in the swimming school when you're just learning to swim, you're just like, that's just above the water.
Oh my gosh.
Blowing
Guys.
bubbles. Your face is not full in. Your lips are just in blowing bubbles.
My
When you're
face still
swimming.
isn't full in. I still don't know how to swim.
Oh, you just dove in, right? No. When you start off, you're just like in the baby pool by the water, and then you put your hands on the.
Please do not
ledge.
use baby in this sentence.
Oh no.
The same sentence as
in
well.
young adulthood, and then you start blowing bubbles on the water. Fuck you guys, man.
Okay. I got a
One
last
more
one.
pickup
One last
line.
one.
Here you
Because I'm
go,
trying to
here you
remember
go.
the ones that they gave me. This is one of them.
This one has to kill everything.
Oof. Are you Wi-Fi?
Why?
Because I screwed it up.
Because what? all right. Rewind.
Right. Okay. Let's try again. Take two. Are you Wi-Fi?
No. Why?
Because I sense a strong connection.
Are you a scientist? Because we have some good chemistry.
Yes, it's pretty good.
I got nothing. I'm pretty sure all my pickup lines are horrible.
Are you Asian? Because you drive me crazy.
Crazy bitch Asians. Is that where you're going?
No, I'm going for bad driving.
Oh.
Dude, do you have to go from that?
Because you drive me crazy.
Is your dad a thief?
Why?
Because you look like you were raised by criminals.
No, there's no pickup line. it's just pure judgment. We're just being prejudiced right now.
Is your dad a boxer?
No way.
Because you're a knockout.
Hey. Is your dad a baker?
Why?
Because you smell like bread.
You smell like pandesal.
There's no pickup
Is
line.
your dad an electrician? Because I can see sparks flying.
Ooh.
Hey. I think I've run out.
I've run out. Got nothing.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Is your mother April? Because I could sense some love.
Ooh,
See there?
Aprille Love.
See what I mean?
Love,
The
see?
freestyle comedy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just like
it's good.
he's
Keeps
just
going. Keeps
freestyle.
going. All right. So
All right, let's get into the heavy stuff.
let's get into the heavy stuff.
All the loud stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that we want to talk about in the world. There's a lot of
Okay.
issues in the world. We're going through a pandemic. So we need to address some issues that we need to talk about
All right.
in the world. And the one that I wanted to bring up, or you guys wanted to bring up, and I sensed in the convo that we had, is something to do with the clitoris.
When you say you guys, surely I was not part of it.
So
I'll
apparently,
jump in front of the bus for you.
please.
And
don't.
I was the one who was like, "Hey, we can talk about this."
Yeah.
So there are basically two women. They are starting a campaign which is called the clit test,
Okay.
or they want to improve. They basically want to improve, or what was the word that they were using?
Cliteracy.
Yeah, they wanted to improve the cultural cliteracy.
Yes.
So in mainstream media, like movies and literature, it's almost there's almost no mention or no showing of the clitoris or the stimulus of the clitoris,
Yes.
right? And so what they're campaigning for is they want to normalize orgasm, climaxing via the clitoris. So having it shown in sex scenes, not the clitoris itself, but
That's a porno.
it's a porno, not the clitoris itself, but it would be more than just penetration.
Yes.
And so that it kind of normalizes that, and
Yes.
to make people understand that it's more than just penetration.
Yes.
How would you
orgasm.
show that though?
I think what they have explained in the past is like, the guy going down on the woman or like using hands and all of this stuff, like that. It's not just you stick your thing in and you go
Yeah,
for gold, and
exactly.
that's the magic thing.
Well, when you told me about that this morning, I actually came prepared. Not with any kind of visual demonstration, but I
Yes,
mean,
please no. We don't want to get cancelled. We don't want to be cancelled.
It's the Skeet Coders podcast.
No, I meant like I actually did some research because
Oh,
you know
yeah.
me, I'm a nerd in some ways,
Yeah.
and I'm going to make you guys guess the number of women globally, according to this study, that actually are able to climax through penetration. What do you think, guys? What do you think this number is? And this is going to
a
be
percentage,
It is
right?
a percentage, and it's going to probably be a very good testament to the fact that we need this clit test.
I'm going to
Okay.
say 5%.
Ooh, I'm gonna give penetration some credit when credit is due. I don't even know why I said that, but I'm gonna give it about 30%.
All right. Well, Don was closest. So the number is 6% of women can't climax
Yeah.
through penetration, which means what is happening the other 94% of the time, right?
They're not getting it going.
Yeah.
It's
you're not
just
getting it going.
sleeping in there.
Yeah.
In there.
So yeah,
Doing
so
nothing.
I read that article and I read some stats, and basically, like, I guess I would have to agree with her in a sense that a lot of movies or shows depict those scenes as it's very romanticized. It's like, they're kissing and then whatever, and then straight for that. And there's never any mention of this and of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
right? And so I think that, according to those stats, if it's like 6%, then there's a lot of people out there that probably don't realize that that's not.
And they're not enjoying themselves. Like, or they are enjoying it, but they're not climaxing.
They're
and
not finishing, yeah.
And that's sad.
That is sad.
We should all help each other. I'm not going to say that.
That is sad.
We should make a slogan to support this. I'm trying to think of something.
So this clit test,
Yes.
this campaign is kind of similar to the Bechdel test, which is was started off by an author, and it is to test whether or not, like, how many female characters there are in a story that don't have anything to do with a male, right? And it's
Like a female heroine.
yeah, a female heroine, or like I think the test was 2 women need to have a conversation about something that isn't about a guy, and it has nothing to do with it. And so their story or their conversation has anything to do with male, and that's how it passes that particular test.
Yeah. Yep.
So this clit test, and I'll get the names of the 2 women that are doing this campaign. I think it is, whether or not the movie shows evidence or signs of that there is a clitoris that exists in this story.
I mean, like, you guys obviously know that exists, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And, like, I assume you guys utilize that.
Shout outs.
Shout outs.
It's like shout outs
Shout outs
to all the clit users out there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
This is a tricky subject.
I just thought of an episode title.
Go for it.
Clit bait.
That's good.
Hey.
That is good. That is
Yeah,
good.
so, I mean,
No.
definitely using that.
I mean, I have been taught it through, like, partners.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they taught me, like, to to stimulate a part of their
Yeah.
anatomy.
Yes.
And so that's how I've learned.
Yes.
And
But you didn't learn it through movies, is what I was basically trying
No.
to get at.
I think they allude to it, and they kind of they show it in porn.
It's
But
all
then-
you can't really learn something from a scene where they just start kissing and then they fall into a bed and then it just transitioned into them just laying there with a cigarette.
That is true.
That is most movies in the 90s.
Yeah. So Raph's like, okay, this is how we do it.
Kiss, fall into the bed.
and
I
push
don't know what to
up.
do now.
It's like, oh fuck, I gotta take up smoking.
Shit. I have to have the, what do you call it, the bed sheet on my waist
Yeah,
and
yeah.
show my upper body while they're like up here.
Yeah.
Typical scene.
And Raph's like, how did they get so sweaty? He's like, could do some push-ups.
Doing push-ups in the bed. Is that what he's doing? I can't see underneath the sheet.
We're just laying there. It's like, I don't know what part we're up to now, but how you feeling?
But I think it's really important, like, because I think a lot of people have learned sex through porn. Like, there's sexual education in school, but then it's really, what's the word? It's really awkward, and it's really like
At school, yeah.
it's really
I
hard
don't
to.
even remember doing it at school, the sex education.
I remember there was like a banana or a cucumber, and then the
There
teacher
was?
trying to
I
like
don't
put the
remember. I went to a
condom on
Catholic
the.
school. I don't think we learned that.
Yeah, no, the Catholics they just be like, it's bad, don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's pretty. The only thing I remember from like sex education at school was like abstinence is key.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
That doesn't help because it's like, well, we've done it.
Abstinence is key.
Abstinence is key, but oh shit.
I lost the key.
What I remember from high school was it's so awkward. It's always so awkward, and I remember seeing it in like American movies where the teacher would stand in front of the classroom. They'd be there and they'd be like, "This is how you put a condom on." They'd hold a banana, and then like everybody would giggle because they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Ha ha ha!" It doesn't look like that, but they pinch the top of the condom and put it on the top, and then roll the rest of it down the shaft.
Okay.
Right, and then everyone's like, oh, okay, nobody's listening because everybody's uncomfortable as fuck because
Yeah.
no one wants to see Mr. Screech like show us how to put a condom on or even think about him having
Yeah.
sex because that's just weird.
Yeah.
Um,
So how do we get around that then? How do we better educate like kids in school about this? Because I mean, I was having a conversation today with some friends and they were saying like kids as young as 10 years old, because they have iPhones or iPads or access to the internet, are able to access these sites. I mean, like how does a site know that you're not 18 years or plus? Like if they can do maths, they can just how
they
ask
do
you
have
the
that
date.
warning sign at the beginning where you have to agree to say that you're 18 and above and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
just
like,
saying, I mean, it stops at, like, are you 18 or above?
yes.
10-year-old me's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So they're watching it. So like how then, what do schools, whose responsibility?
It's the parents' fault. The parents' fault. They do not take care of the kids. No, I there was a movie back in the 90s, I think, or early 2000s called Girl Next Door. Do you remember that
Early
movie?
2000s.
Elizabeth Cuthbert, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say her names.
Yeah, and so he was dating her, and she was a porn star.
Oh, was that? I don't remember.
Yeah, that was the premise of the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And he was in love with her, and there was all this stuff, and at the end of it, he ended up making a porno. But the way that they made a porno was it was an educational film.
I don't remember this movie. I remember the girl next door being like the hot girl next door, and that was it.
What's that TV show with Killer Mike on Netflix?
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
That's
One
the one.
episode, they studied. They wanted to try and get videos where they educate people through porn as a part of the syllabus of schools. So he did a little study where people pay attention more when there's porn going on, and found that, all right, why don't we just try and implement like handy things, day-to-day things like fixing the lock on the door or fixing the sink, and
Yeah.
incorporate it into these porn scenes because their attention levels are really high.
Oh my gosh.
And because he did it, at the start he did like a kind of like a little round table and little study of it, a case study.
Yeah.
And he found that people paid attention more on the particular porns that they like.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's the best way to teach kids, but and also porn is very unrealistic
100%.
in terms of what happens in real life in a real life adult mature relationship when you're
Yeah, we just ordered
being
pizza.
intimate.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegan pizza.
I tried. I tried to pay with sex, and he was like, "The fuck? Give me my money."
You're like, this shit's uber hard.
I don't have any money. Can I pay some other way? I'm like,
No.
do you have card?
You want to transfer? Give him a bank details.
Hey, ID.
But yeah, I don't know if there's a solution or any answer that we can come up with. But that is a problem. Like porn is unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like someone orders a pizza and then automatically having sex the next minute. You know, and like porn stars. I make a joke that porn stars are like professional athletes.
Okay.
Because they have to do a lot of training for it, and even the female actresses will sometimes, you know, go on liquid diets
What?
3 days before a shoot.
How do you know this much information?
Because I've done my research.
Starring
See, I told you.
Don doing
You
stuff.
pay a lot of attention when you're watching porn.
But I think it was in English.
Yeah.
But and anyway, the premise is he gives this girl 365 days to fall in love with him, and he kidnaps her, right? But he's like gorgeous and
He's
a
trying to
billionaire.
Stockholm syndrome her.
Yeah, sort of. Now, guys, the movie's called 365 Days. Tell me, how long did it take him to capture her, as in like get her to fall in love with him?
I don't know, a week?
I've seen the movie, so I can't say.
Oh, a month? After a month, she was like, okay. They should have just called it 30 days.
What did they use the rest of like the under 335 days?
Nothing. Like.
That was the end of the movie
that was
after a month?
Yeah, basically after a month.
What a friggin'
Dude is
what an anticlimax.
successful.
He takes her like shopping, takes her like to all these lavish places. But the reason why I brought this up was because they have sex explicitly.
Yeah, it's
It's a very
intense.
explicit.
It's borderline porn.
It was basically porn in the film.
You
on
like
Netflix.
you like
Consensual
you
sex,
see
right?
you see the guy's ass, and then you see in front of it is here you see your head bopping.
Yeah, you see it all.
You see the bopping.
You actually see it, and it is in a very intense, and it goes. I think the scene goes for almost 20 minutes, which may or may not be like.
The hilarious part is like a transition from the bed to
the
the
boat.
boat in front of the boat. I just want to see. I want to know what's the conversation and the actual movement and like the scene that happens between moving from the bed to the boat to the front of the boat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling so horny. Let's go to the front of the boat. Yeah, let's do it. And they run off, and it's awkward as fuck. It would have been.
Yeah.
It's the positions they've been having at the front of the boat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it's a very explicit, like, and that's like something that anyone can access, right? Kids can access that or
Yeah,
whatever.
wow.
On Netflix.
Let me, hang on. Let me try
Someone's
to,
going to go home and watch
And
it.
hang on.
I need to do my research. No.
At least,
So
at least shout outs to people giving Don stuff to do at nighttime. So shout outs to us.
Thank you for that. No. So let me get this straight. He kidnaps her, puts her on a boat with him.
Oh, well, his mansion castle place. But yeah.
Okay, so he's some rich dude.
Yeah.
Right. So she can't escape. He like locks her up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Think of an old movie that is kind of similar. It's a Disney movie.
What movie? What, Rapunzel?
Beauty and the
Beast.
Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Same premise.
Holy shit! It is the same premise.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you've seen Beauty and
yeah,
the
I love
Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, you've seen it.
He locks her up.
He locks her up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they fall in love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She gets Stockholm syndrome.
Damn.
Oh man, that took less than a month. Oh no, wait, it took longer
Nah, I
because there
feel
was
like
a
that-
season change
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
in the movie.
But I mean, like this guy, I mean, honestly, if he kidnapped me, Italian, gorgeous,
Rich.
billionaire.
Okay. So, oh shit!
Oh, God.
Don letting off some gas.
The couch.
I mean,
moved.
honestly, if he
The couch
kidnapped
moved.
me and took me to like Valentino and Gucci and Dior and said, "Here, you need some new clothes."
All right, let's make it more realistic. So imagine if it was a normal guy
Yeah.
in Mount Druitt
yeah, no, I'm calling the cops.
kidnaps you.
Calling the cops.
Calling the cops.
I'll give you 365 days to fall in love with me.
But yeah, it takes you to Rasha's in Mount Druitt, and also takes you to to Nando's in Mount Druitt, and possibly if they were a little bit posh, we could take you to the West HQ, the Rudy Hill RSL. Would you still have the feelings? Would you still fall in love with him?
Nah, bro.
He has to be Italian rich and handsome.
I think there's an interesting conversation in that, right? Like if there was a really handsome guy come up to you to say hello,
Yeah.
you'd be more inclined to speak to that person. If there was some guy who was like, wasn't shaven, smelt bad, and came up to you to say hello, you'd be like, ew, get away from me, creepy guy.
Yeah,
same
but I mean,
thing.
like, isn't that the same in like a club or anything? Like, if a gorgeous, like, nice-smelling Italian guy came up to me in a club versus like some stinky, creepy guy, like
Where's the limit there? What if it was a nice Italian, tall, dark, and handsome guy, but he smelled like trash? Would you still fall for the line where he goes, I don't know, it's probably the most corniest line. It's like, are you cheese on a pizza? Because you're all over me. Something, I don't know.
Oh, no.
But I think handsome foreign guys that are tall, dark, and handsome could actually pull off the lamest pickup lines.
Yeah.
Because they're tall, dark, and handsome. What if they smell bad?
Well,
I want to know your limit.
Yeah, like,
What
if
if it
it's
was-
not bad, then no.
Or what if it was like
It's poor hygiene.
tall, dark, and average, and smelled really amazing?
Tall, dark, and average.
It smelled amazing. I'm trying to figure out your limit. It can't be all three.
Like, I don't know, like, sure.
We're asking the really difficult questions right now.
Yeah, like,
Only on the cheat coders. We're going through a pandemic.
tall, dark, and handsome,
But
but
smells
average
bad.
and smells bad. No, wait, you
Smells
smell
good.
good. Well, isn't that like most people?
Short, dark, and handsome.
All right,
Smells
so
good.
tall, dark, and handsome, and smell good. What is the one thing that you could take away then be like, you know what, I'll still go for him?
Is he driven? Does he have 5 tattoos or less?
She goes back to her criteria.
The criteria?
Does he have a car?
Okay, they have those criterias, but okay, let's use that. Use that criteria.
Okay,
One
okay.
thing out of that list that you can take away and be like, I'll still be, go for him.
Yeah, what is negotiable?
What
with
is
that?
negotiable?
Because
on my
as if
list?
everyone, except for
Yeah.
your boyfriend, apparently, so shout outs.
Shout outs.
Apparently, like not everyone has those qualities.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to. Life is about compromise.
Yes. Ooh, relationship lessons.
There
from
you
Raf.
We're talking
Hey.
about trying to make porn realistic. Let's make life realistic
Okay,
for a
okay.
second.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you were talking about realistic, like, it's just a bonus that my boyfriend is unbelievably good looking.
Eee, shout outs.
But ooh. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, like, is he kind? Is he a good person? Like, what's his personality like? What are his values like?
Yeah.
Oh, boring. I'm just talking. I want to know the criteria. The criteria that we just laid out. Just take one of them out. Don't have a spiel. Everyone can be kind.
She gave like the most diplomatic answer, which is a great answer.
Yeah,
and then that's like not what you were looking for. I know what you were looking for. You were looking for just like
All right.
take away one of those things that
Just
you.
take away one
He's
of the
got
things.
more than 5 tattoos.
All right, you can take. Okay, he can have like
So
5 tattoos.
If he had 6 tattoos,
If he had full body tattoos, let's go extreme. Full body
Okay.
tattoos.
Ooh.
Because like you don't find out until later. Like he's got a clean face.
Yeah.
Probably wearing a long sleeve.
Yeah.
And then later you're going through like probably like date number 3 because you're very, iffy about things. But then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I really like this guy. And he takes off his shirt.
Just
and he's got
3
the
dates?
and then he's got like the whole friggin' prison break thing going on.
Okay.
And then what
Did
are
he
you
kill
thinking?
someone?
No. Well,
then
he's probably like
you're right.
super nice. And now he's got a full body of like tattoos.
Is he a nice person?
Yeah, nice person. Yeah,
Is he
bro.
kind?
He's very kind.
Does he have a
okay.
great personality?
Oh, very great personality.
I love she brought it back. That's
Okay.
media training,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
so you can
That's
always-
media training.
So
Brought
the
it back
moral of the
to
story is that
message.
you can always have a lot of tattoos. No matter how many tattoos you have, you can be very boring.
and things can be negotiable, right?
Negotiable.
And I think
Compromise.
yeah, April and I were talking about it earlier when off camera, and we are saying that like for me when it comes to dating, at first I felt like I need to have someone that's going to be really really fit or as into health and fitness as me, but I feel like that's few and far between.
Unrealistic.
Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic. But as long as health and fitness is somewhat important in their life, then that's what matters to me, because that's one of my values.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then at the end of the day, it really comes down to values. Like, what are your core values? What do you value? And, you know, that's if the other person kind of aligns on that, that's what makes a successful relationship,
Of course.
right?
Of course. But we have a podcast, so we just have to spice things up. Everyone likes to hear that stuff, but the spice. Whew. Anyways, moving on to the clit.
Let's move back to the clit.
Yeah, it's not moving on. I think we've progressed.
We've delved deeper. Let's go back to the clit.
Because that's where it's at.
We were here shallow, like, you know, on the clit, and then we went delve deeper, and now
Let's
we're going back.
go back to the 94%. That's just April like to say.
94%.
This is the 94% right here.
All right, what do you want to know?
What are your thoughts on it, Raf? What are your thoughts?
You brought it back here.
Please, April, don't say, what do you want to know? I don't want to. That makes us sound like creeps. It's like, oh, let's talk about the clit, and then, what do you want to know? I'm like, all right, I don't want to talk about it now. It's so awkward. I'm just generalizing
I
things.
meant, what do you want to say about it? What do you?
Oh, no, I was just bringing it back. I was just trying to segue a conversation.
Okay.
Because I've done research, and because I'm like, it's been coming up on my feed more often. It's weird. Stuff about the clitoris.
See, this guy is a comedian by nature. Didn't even know he made a great pun right there. Didn't even know.
Oh,
Comes
yes.
second nature.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was some video that was about how the clitoris and the penis are like very similar, like in their anatomy, right? And in some cases, in some women, when they're stimulated, when they're aroused, the clit can become hard as well. It can become engorged
Really?
with blood. Yeah, apparently, with some people, and so that kind of makes sense that yes, you should be stimulating the clitoris. You know,
Yeah.
just like you would with the penis.
Yeah.
But then why do people go for big dicks then? I mean, like, why is it a thing?
I don't know. Why do you go for big dicks, Raf?
I have no idea.
No, I think that's
goes back to bananas.
I think that's a stereotype.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, this is back to porn being unrealistic.
Yeah, exactly. I think that comes from like having unrealistic expectations from things that you're watching, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not
Because the big dick thing has been going on for centuries. Only on a cheat code is we're going to cover this, like, solve this mystery and talk about big dicks.
We're gonna delve deep.
yeah.
Delve deep on the big dick conversation. Like,
Yeah.
why is it a stereotype to have a big dick? Is it just because big is better? Or is it because, like, this whole notion, because you like tall, dark, handsome people. What if he's just a short, dark, handsome person?
I mean,
Size matters in that retrospect.
I mean, as long as they're taller than me, and that's not that hard to do, right?
So, yeah, pretty
5'1".
much like Don is tall, dark, and handsome to you.
I'm not even that dark.
Hey, Don,
Hey.
do you want to come over for some vegan pizza?
Let's go. Let's go.
So your friend was right.
Let's go. Let's go.
I just realized, like, the guy in his mid-30s saying, let's go, to a proposition, a sexual proposition at that. It's hilarious.
I didn't know what else to say. My brain was like, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
Because I've tasted the vegan pizza that we ordered, and it's nice. So
Are we in the
I'm down for some more.
let's get some more vegan pizza, like actual pizza that is vegan.
Oh, man. Innuendo
man.
64. That's crazy,
Innuendo
bro.
for days.
Innuendo for days.
But I think it has come from like just stereotypes, or porn has propagated that stereotype.
Yeah.
That it's more pleasurable for women to have, like, you know, to have sex with a guy that has a big dick.
And then another one would be tight vaginas.
Yeah.
That's another
Is that a stereotype?
stereotype, wouldn't it be?
Because
Because like at the end of the day, the clit is on the kind of like
on the outside.
on the shallow end of the thing.
The shallow one.
This is how we're describing it. You don't have to go balls deep to satisfy someone. It's
I just
apparently on
think
the
that like it's not the size; it's how you use it, right?
I say that all the time.
I'm glad that you said that, because if either Raph or myself said that, they'd be just like, yeah, they just got to small dicks.
So, and it's a bad thing. Like, worse, like if you had it, like if you are perceived to have a small dick, you take it as an offense. Is it because of is it
I
a
think
whole
it's propagated
ego
from
thing?
like porn,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it makes
TV as well.
emasculates men maybe, or it makes them feel a little bit inadequate
And
because
I remember hearing that in ancient Greece or ancient Rome, all of the statues they'd be portrayed with small penises because they valued someone's intellect and their brain more. So that wasn't a thing.
I like that.
For them to, if you had a big dick, then you were a dumb cunt. Like, just to put it bluntly. I think that's the first time I've ever used that word on this show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, yeah.
This is a very Italian
like, what's
podcast.
the use?
This episode's very Italian.
Yeah.
A lot of Italian things come across when talking about sex, right?
Why?
I don't know. Just this episode does
A
Italian this,
buongiorno.
Italian that. Started very Italian, and then
Yeah, I
you're
was
talking
talking
about
about Rome.
Roman,
Oh,
Ancient
right.
Rome.
ancient Rome.
Okay, yeah.
But like,
Shout
yeah,
out
and
to
I-
the Italians.
and it's funny that it comes full circle. No pun intended.
Comedian.
That they valued intellect more.
Yeah.
It's about their values. Whereas someone who thinks that, they feel that a big penis is part of their values, then that's what they want, right?
Yeah, imagine seeing a statue that's built in like 2020. It's gonna have a huge dick.
Because that's what
That's what the
people
perception
value?
is. People are like,
Yeah.
if you were to create your own, if the average person would like to create their own statue of them naked, the penis would probably be well endowed.
And I think we shouldn't buy into that stereotype because it builds this unhealthy
totally.
like relationship or unhealthy mindset, right? Like you'd have people worrying about the size of their penis instead of like
Size
building
of their brain.
Yeah, size of
The
their brain.
size of their personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like shout outs to the guys with big dicks out there. But like, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're stupid, but like
You're just blessed.
you're just blessed, bro. You're blessed.
See, it's blessed.
And I think they don't need to work as hard for their personality and their knowledge or their brain if they've got that and if they think that.
No, but they don't go to the club and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
yo. I totally.
I don't think.
I think that
you gotta
they would
get the
still-
personality
yeah,
to get to
100%.
that, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, bonus,
Yeah, 100%.
Bonus.
bonus, boner."
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Oh my gosh.
This is the raunchiest episode of the podcast.
I
the
know.
podcast
It
ever.
is. It is.
But
I feel sorry that Nat's missing out.
Oh, why? Where is
he
Nat?
really wanted to join
He really
in,
wanted
talk
to
about
join
this
in.
stuff.
Talk about boners.
Okay.
But like, yeah. So, like, I didn't expect to have a big dick conversation, so that's cool.
And I talked about it in the previous episode, right? When it comes to presenting, when it comes to performing on stage or whatever, a friend of mine who passed away recently, so rest in peace, Matt, he said to me, like, whenever you get up in front of people, just big dick energy.
BDE.
Yeah, BDE, big dick energy. And I'm just like, yeah, I understand exactly what that means. But like, it comes with that connotation that like big dicks are
Confident.
confident
You know?
and
Yeah.
but we should try not to propagate that. I know that it's so easy, like it's an easy joke to make, to tell a guy that he's got a small dick.
But then we have to flip the switch as well. Like, guys like big asses, big titties.
Or is that a stereotype?
Is that a stereotype?
I don't know.
I mean, you looked at me that way. Don has the answer. I mean, I've never been. I have a joke that goes like, I'm that most guys are either a tits or an ass man.
Yeah.
Right. I don't. I'm neither of those. I'm an eyebrows man. Because if you see a woman with her eyebrows on fleek, you know she's got her shit together. You know, because
Have my eyebrows done.
they look good. They look good. I know you got your shit together.
Oh, I'll just leave you guys, you know. I'll purposely put you in the same chair. I'm like that Hoyts guy, then just put you guys in a love chair.
The love chair.
You know, the love chair where it's just there's no armrest in between the
yeah,
I see. I
okay.
see.
seats. Yeah.
Yeah, and then?
But yeah, so I always thought like, so I was, for the longest time I was an ass man, or am an ass man, or whatever, right? Because you can't work out to make your boobs bigger. Technically, you have to earn money to like get a boob job, and that costs money, and whatever. But I've always liked seeing women with like nice booties because
They
you
built
can.
it.
Yeah, they built it. It's something that they worked for.
He likes a self-made woman.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
would you say that if they just got like implants on a butt, is that self-made?
I mean, to a degree, I guess you can say that because that costs money, and it's for them to make that money.
You have to check their like their financial
to check their finances.
because like, is this coming
Show
from
me
your
your-
parents or
What
is
if
this
it
you?
was? What if
Show
it
me your
was?
P&L
What if it
statement.
was complimentary? Like they didn't have to pay for it. Would you still like it
It's not self-made.
It's not self-made.
Okay.
What if they made the actual butt plants
themselves?
themselves?
They built it
literally,
themselves.
the implants.
They mix the
Self-made.
silicone.
Would
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
it?
Self-made.
Because that's still self-made.
I guess it is the same self-made. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, shall we? For anyone who has made their own butt implants, hit me up. We'll have a
He
conversation.
definitely needs one.
We'll have a conversation.
I don't want to squat. I just don't want to. So just implants, just come my way. Like get a sponsorship from like a fucking plastic surgeon.
Have you seen those? There are people who there was someone who had had cosmetic surgery to have abs implanted. In.
Oh my gosh. Why
How-
don't,
how do you
that's
get
how
abs?
lazy is that? Like,
It's so
like why
super
wouldn't
lazy.
you just like,
This guy looked like he was pretty overweight, so he had this belly.
yeah.
But then he had like things implanted in his stomach to make it look like he had a six-pack.
Oh.
And it would just look like a six-pack of pandesal or like bread or something.
Or like one of those
Should've
things where you
just
just go by
drawn
the
it on.
gate. You know, like you lean against the gate to make it look like you have abs.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, all natural.
All natural. See that dude had to spend 15 minutes on some bullshit to go down to the question and be like all natural.
All natural.
So to go back to that, then that means like the stereotype of like big boobs and like a big butt.
It's
is
there.
A stereotype.
It's still yeah. Well, it's
because I
there,
just
yeah.
don't think I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if there are people out there that are like this, I have no prejudice against you. But you would think that a girl with like massive boobs and a massive ass, I don't know, depends how she dresses, I suppose. But like is that someone that you'd want to be with?
Is she kind?
Yeah.
Does she have 5 tattoos or less?
Yeah.
Zoom in on that personality.
Oh.
But I guess it just depends on what you value more, right?
Yeah.
And if they do have a good personality, if they do get along with you, then all of that stuff is a bonus.
So you're still an ass man, like a self-made ass man.
I've always said that I'm attracted to strong women, whether
Yeah.
that's physically, mentally. Like if they are smarter than me or more intelligent than I am, then or more curious than I am. Like all of those things that you can perceive them to be very driven, very ambitious. That's the type of woman
And they
that
have to
I'm
have a
attracted
car.
to. They have to be driven and have a car, not be driven, but have a car.
So you're an ass man. Dude just does not.
That's an oversimplification, but yes.
Yes. Just making sure.
just wanted to make sure that you're an
making
ass
sure.
man.
Just shout outs to all the asses out there.
Oh my gosh.
For Don.
No, but and I think maybe there is this evolutionary thing to guys being attracted to big boobs, because as babies we you drink from your mother's teats, right? And maybe bigger boobs means more milk or whatever. And I don't have the answer for this. I'm just like surmising that.
Theorizing.
Yeah, theorizing that maybe that's why guys like big boobs.
Maybe bigger's not better then. Because it seems like to be a stereotype. Like maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not a black and white conversation to be had.
Yeah.
Like you can't be just straight up be like, okay, there's no such thing as bigger than better. Or maybe there's like, there's a bit of a gray area, 50 shades of it. Sorry, I had to throw that in. Of that conversation. But it's a conversation that needs to be had because people are like,
People shouldn't feel inadequate.
yes.
Yeah.
If they don't conform to a stereotype, if they don't
Yeah.
have a big penis, big boobs, or a big ass, it's like that shouldn't make them feel any less valued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it really comes down to the fact that these bigger and better is better like concept is going down to people's mental health.
Yeah.
And like people are like, oh damn it, I don't have a big dick. Now I'm gonna be like, I'm average. I'm nah. I don't have big tits, or I don't have a big ass. Like, well, you know, it gets down to your core, and that's really affecting a lot of like teenagers, a lot of like adults, and
Yeah.
it even comes down to like even kids. Like people are just thinking that these things, these stereotypes, are just, whether it be about size, is just, it comes down to your mental health, and we need to address these things.
Well, like comparison is a thief of joy, right? So like, you know, if you're always comparing yourself, and I mean, granted, I have fallen into that trap at times. You're on social media looking at, you know, people, like you follow you probably do too, a ton of fitness people. And I'm always like, oh, why don't I have like thinner arms or thinner legs or a bigger booty or like this and that? And like, but at the end of the day, you got to be like, well, there are a lot of reasons, like genetics also plays a big part into that. And it's just, you need to be of a mindset where you are grateful for the skin that you're in, you know.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
Acceptance of things that you can't change or control. And like, you know your self-worth. At the end of the day, as you grow older, you have to learn to find your self-worth. Like how much do you love yourself, and how much do you consider these factors and these flaws putting a dent into your life? Like it's like, like these things put dents in your life. You control how much dents you have in your car. You control how much dents you have in your life. And like you are able to think of these things as either something that will control you, or something you could accept and learn to be able to love yourself even more. Because they're like, because like these things are just roadblocks to loving yourself. Literally, like you not having a big penis is a roadblock to not loving yourself. You not being tall or dark or handsome, roadblocks to not loving yourself. Because at the end of the day, as I think you can attest to it, if someone is confident in themselves, it's attractive, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like if you see that and they're like super confident, like it shows from internal out. So I think attractiveness comes from inside, and then it shows out.
Yeah.
Then you can become this person that really is attractive to the outer people, because you're confident in yourself. You're not worrying about what other people think.
You have to work on your inner world, which will, you know, permeate to your outer world, right?
Right.
Geez, we went from like raunchy to like...
We went from the clit to self-love.
Only on ski coders.
But you know what? It's like full circle.
All comes full circle.
Totally full circle.
I love it. I love that we are able to dwell into these conversations that need to be had, because I know a lot of people who suffer from these type of mental illnesses or mental struggles of
comparing themselves
to especially in the Instagram world, especially with the social media life, because all they do is scroll through people's highlights and compare their life to that. And you know, at the end of the day, real life is not a highlight. A real life is just basically a bunch of highlights that have been earned because of all the struggles that you've gone through.
You haven't seen. People haven't seen.
It really comes down to that unrealistic expectation, right? Like what we were talking about with porn being unrealistic, and people expecting that to be realistic. Maybe it's the same. I'm going to say it like it is exactly the same with Instagram. Because it's all highlights, we're only seeing good things. And I think I've seen movements here and there of people putting up real things. You know, a photo of them, what they look like. When
I've seen that.
in their lowest point, or like, you know, what they look like without makeup. All of those things that add a realism to Instagram. And I think that's good. I think there needs to be more of that.
And while we're on that, the thing actually that I was thinking about today is that filters are fun on Instagram, but it's really skewing our perception of yourself. You know what I mean? Like that, I really want to, I'm not that I'm going to start it, but like, I think that we need to normalize what we look like without filters, because these days we're constantly like using filters to make our eyes bigger, make our, you know, skin smooth, have eyelashes, have makeup on, like these sorts of things. Honestly, like I was looking at it today, like I was about to take a photo before I came here, and I didn't have a filter on. I was like, oh damn, like, you know, and I caught myself in that moment and thought that is not good, because I don't want to think to myself, oh, I need a filter to post a photo or be able to. You have to accept like the way you look. And so now I just think that people need to stop using filters, you know what I mean? Like, because that's not real life.
Yeah.
And the more content you see of that, on Instagram, you see you're constantly going through people's feeds and they've got filters on. And like guys are then going to see a girl in real life and see that she doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
And that you've just created like a misconception about, beauty and things like that. It's not good, actually.
Yeah. And as a videographer, I feel like I'm a part of, as a videographer, I feel I have some sort of part in the problem. Like I'm doing all these things, doing these music videos, doing these
Raf is the
promo. Shut up. Promo videos of things, and we always try to make the best take possible.
Yeah.
The best take possible, the best lighting possible, the best image possible, and like at the same time, I'm thinking, like what's realism in the world that I live in? What's realism in the creative world where you're in the world where you create whatever the hell that you want?
I think there's a difference in what you're saying
Yeah,
though,
I
because
agree.
like what you create is art,
Mm-hmm.
and art can be sculpted, art
Yeah.
can be polished, right? And
But when does it become the problem? Because we're talking about how media has conceived the clit talk, the big dick energy talk, not energy talk, the big dick talk.
Yeah.
And you get that from, say, movies. You get that from songs. You get that from... there's a blurred line that is there that it becomes the creative's responsibility to change the narrative type of thing.
True, but I don't think that in the work that you're doing, I mean, like you're shooting, like let's say, like take for example a few different cross sections, music videos and photo shoots, and your videos for like companies and things. I mean, I think it's part of your duty to make them look the best that they can, right? But still in a realistic way. Where I'm talking about is like putting a filter on for every everyday photo or every moment, every story, and that is not a realistic view of how you look. And so when I was saying earlier I was going to take a picture and I didn't have a filter on, and I felt a little bit like, whoa, I don't look as good as I do in all the other stories that I post.
Yeah.
But it's like, whoa, hold on a second, that's because all the other stories that you post is not real life. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been like, because I've been on the dating apps. When you see people's photos, they have filters on it. I'm like, why? Why do we have a filter on it? Like, that's not what you look like in real life.
Yeah.
Swipe left. Let's just say swipe right.
left.
Swipe right.
But I think that I really do think that it needs to be normalized. I think people need to go back to just taking photos as normal, you know what I mean? Like, and not trying to hide their imperfections and not trying to make them look skinnier or this or that better. It goes back to, otherwise we're going to start creating a culture of people who don't accept the way that they look.
Yeah.
So do you think, because now social media is a huge present in life, in everyday life, the way that we can change the narrative is through social media? Or is it still the media thing?
I think it comes down to the awareness, like April was saying, right? Like being aware of when you do use filters too much in your everyday life or like your own perception. It's a mental health thing.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, media can talk about it, but like a more immediate solution for it would be within ourselves. Being more aware of, okay, let me take a photo. I don't look great. Let me put a filter on. Every time you do that, you're like, well, is this a problem? Is this so prevalent that I'm actually, skewing my perception of myself?
So it would be like about outside media, outside. It's kind of like you have to learn by telling and having conversations outside these mediums.
Yeah.
Because these mediums, even social media as a whole, another conversation of how it's been affected in self-esteems of kids and even adults. But if we have that conversation amongst each other, whether it be even not recorded or just a normal conversation over coffee, if we can have these conversations normally, we could keep normalizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was thinking about doing a post on social media about, like, I think, I don't know, I saw it on somewhere that this girl put like half the filter and it showed the massive difference, and she was like, you know, guys don't forget that this is not real life, you know. I think more of that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you scroll through Instagram, for example, I guarantee you looked at 10 different stories in a row, I'm pretty sure 10 out of 10 people would be using filters.
Yeah. And I think if you're going to put photos of yourself on dating apps with filters, especially the dog filter. What I've seen is the dog, you know, the one with the ears, and when they stick their tongue out, it does the tongue. If you're going to have that on your dating profile, I expect to see that in real life. Okay? You better look like you better
turn up like that.
You better turn up like that to the date.
I love if that actually happens. that person is a keeper.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's what I swiped right on. I better be getting that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That'd be dope.
So what about the ones where they've got like stars constantly hanging around
They
them?
better have
like
stars constantly around
bees
them.
buzzing around them.
Or like, what is it? The butterfly on the nose?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So.
You've been on Tinder for too long, mate. You know all of them.
But see, but Don has actually raised an important question, like important point there, where like if there are women on dating apps using those filtered photos to like as their photos on dating apps, that's like that. For me, that says that, you know, there's an issue with self-esteem there, that they don't want to put a photo of themselves up without a filter, and that's an issue. That's a societal issue, right?
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, be your own number one fan. Accept your flaws.
Yeah.
And put more clit stuff in movies, I guess. That's the moral of this.
The moral
of this podcast.
Yeah.
So
the moral of the podcast, I think, is about being authentic.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Real.
I think it was all about being
realistic
Realism.
porn.
Realism.
You know?
I like it.
Amateur porn. Realism.
That being real, guys.
Oh my lord. Where do we go from here, guys?
we go to this Chico to stash.
We're about to go to church.
We're gonna go. I thought you were gonna say something else. My bad. I thought you were gonna say we're about to go to hell.
No.
Oh man.
All right. Thank you once again for Aprille Love for blessing her presence onto this podcast.
Yeah.
For giving her knowledge in these different conversations that we need to have, especially. I think I've learned a thing or two on this podcast, and it was great to have a female perspective on this podcast because, you know, it's always been just three guys and their male perspectives on some bullshit. So thank you once again, Aprille Love. Hopefully you come for the fourth time on the podcast.
Hopefully not 2 years away.
Yeah. Hopefully like real soon, because like I think you can be a great recurring guest on this show.
Thank you. No, I always enjoy being on here with you guys. I mean, we had no idea where this conversation was going to go today, but I think
I think we
knew
actually
it was going to be raunchy. Or at least.
Raunchy, and then we actually got into some good conversation about
totally.
things.
I think that we tackled some really important issues and got some good nuggets of wisdom out of it.
Nuggets of wisdom.
Vegan nuggets, though. Vegan nuggets.
Yeah,
vegan nuggets.
Vegan nuggets, guys.
So,
is there anything that you wanted to promote? Obviously, we're promoting your Sequatics brand.
Yes.
Where can they find Sequatics again?
Yeah, of course. So you can go to www.seaquatix.com. Or you can check it out on our Instagram page if you guys want to follow that. And of course, if you want to follow my page, it's at Aprille Love, APRILLELOVE.
Love it. Hey. LOVE. That's what we need.